Yo!
What's up?
Enlightened ones.
Welcome.
Hey, we're hitting you with a new day, but you're still getting us.
Jeff in the background.
Weekly appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so here we are. We finally got some sun today.
Yeah, oh, that was nice. It's been so gloomy this whole week.
And been feeling it. Honestly, for like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like
but
2
it's
weeks.
been straight rain for like 3 days, though.
Yeah, it's been annoying for like the grass, too, because I'm just like, didn't I just mow you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just watching ours get taller and taller.
Do you all have to mow, or does somebody come over and mow?
Jeff mows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like to mow. Like, to a point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I don't, like, when it hits July, August, if you don't get out there by, like, 7:30, it's a wrap. You're just cooking.
The grass is sticking to your skin.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, you might not even have to mow all that much because the grass is just burning.
Yeah. Yeah, it does start dying that time of year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. Enlightened ones are recording this on this hump day Wednesday. So you will get this on good old Thursday.
Yeah.
And hopefully we still have some sun. I haven't looked at the weather, but I think maybe either tomorrow or Friday is when things are going to start heating up.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Like to a point. To a point. Then it's just like, I'm over it. Way over it.
Yeah, what temperature is that when you're just tired of summer? Like 95, 90?
Like 90.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it's like no cloud coverage, and then you're just baking. And then with the Kansas humidity, it's just like, one, what was the point of a shower? Two, like I just can't get cool anywhere.
Yeah.
And then things are just like rubbing and sweating.
Yeah, you're right. I like the heat though. I don't mind it.
You're like a chameleon now.
I know I am. Yeah, I adapt. And I like the heat. I like sitting in the sauna and getting ready for it.
Dang.
I was doing that today.
I'm just
suffering.
No, I'm out there just like dying. You could probably get a preview of what I would look like in the desert. Just in the middle of the summer, just drenched. Also, I run hot. So I'm just like hot all the time. But
yeah.
I also don't like extremes. I don't like extreme cold. I don't like extreme heat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I run cold, so the hot feels nice to me.
That's fair. I'm a little space heater. So I'm like, I don't need any more heat.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, if I was like a big person,
yeah,
I would never need a coat.
Yeah, it must be nice to just be warm all the time when you're a big person.
To a point, though. Like,
yeah, to a point.
You probably like have to carry a fan a lot, just because you constantly. I'm saying I run hot, so I just like can't even imagine if I had like an extra like 50 pounds on me and I run hot. Oh my gosh, I'd be cranky. I'd be a terrible person to be around.
Dang. Well, hopefully you don't gain 50 pounds.
No, those days are over.
Yeah.
Those days are over. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I feel like I was like when I told you I was in the worst shape of my life, on like the worst stress of my life. I think I was 50 pounds heavier.
Dang.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right before jits.
Yeah. And what are you right now? Like 160?
I'm like right below, like 169, 170. I hover.
Dang. Yeah, so being around 200 pounds, that's wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like, oh my God, my life is over.
Oh no.
That was what got real. I was like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stressed.
Yeah. Yeah, that
adds
sucks.
up quick.
Well, I'm glad you're not in that stage of life anymore.
my body's like, thank you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, some days it's questionable. It's like, would it matter if I was? It probably would if I was heavier, because my body just pain.
Yeah.
Some days
You'd be more aggro.
I would. I would. couldn't find a snack to satisfy me.
You'd be throwing people around too in the gym if you had an extra 50 pounds right now.
Oh my gosh.
You'd
No,
be
well,
you'd be smashing me.
yeah, but then
Extra smash.
it'd be like milkshake number 2.
Mhm.
I'd be out here gurgling like I'd cough and it just sounds wet, you
Yeah.
know.
Mhm.
Yeah, can't have that.
Nope.
But yeah, I'm excited. Weather's getting nice. Start being outside some more. I was actually thinking about this the other day. It's still not ideal because, like I keep saying, but it's going to be a while. I want to get a new bike because I want to trade in my mountain bike because it's just like not great for long distances. Just a lot of hauling. But I want to go bike riding. You know, like we can get some miles in.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah,
I got a bike.
we could go biking. You got a helmet?
No.
Bro, nope. Safety first. Green team. That's how we operate. Steve, shout out. He knows. Green team. We're safety first. Got to get a helmet.
All right, I'll get one.
Yeah. That's how we roll. Can't trust these people out here.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think I know 2 people that live in Lawrence that got hit by cars on bikes.
Damn,
So they're fine. They came out fine.
Dang. I'm glad they are because that was a way too hard of a laugh and disrespectful if they weren't. Sorry.
Yeah, they're good, but it happens a lot.
It does happen a lot. Shout out. Hey, yo, Valeria, if she's giving this a listen, she's going to hate me for this. And it's fine. But, like, I laugh every time we talk and reflect about her story when she got hit by a car. She was like, she got hit by a truck.
Oh, jeez.
She was fine. It was just like the explanation. She, like, ran out. I think she said she was jaywalking. So, not necessarily deserved, but it's like, hey, you know, kind of put yourself at risk there. So she like runs out, or maybe it was in a parking lot. Maybe I have that totally wrong and she wasn't in the wrong. Either way, she got hit by a truck. And like the way she said, like she described, like she got hit in the back and it was like that, doo-doo. Like just like totally like top half, like, you know, did a whole like mark all points of shoulder like on the hood and rolled off.
How hard was it? Like, was she fine?
I mean, yeah, she like bumped off, you know, but she said I think they were going like maybe like 10 miles per hour, 10, 15. I mean, that's still some force, right? It's a truck. Yeah. I mean, it's a car, it's a vehicle, but like, yeah.
Yeah, I would always picture if that ever happened to me, I'd jump over.
I know. I was thinking about it too. The hood. Yeah, well, you'd hope you would be that quick to do that because, or you're going under, or they're gonna take your knees out. That's always my worst fear. I'm like, you're gonna take my knee. I gotta like hop. I'd rather like bust the windshield and like roll off. Same. But then, okay, but chess. We're playing chess right now, not checkers. So what if you avoid going under and like you jump and like roll off the windshield, but there's like other traffic, so you risk getting hit by other cars if they don't see you roll off.
All right, but if you go under, the car behind is going to run over you too. So
dang, you're right.
I mean, I don't want to go under. I used to think I could just like sneak under a car and not get hit, but now I know how high cars sit off the ground.
You're gonna get dragged for sure.
Yep. Yeah. I can't clear that.
Unless you can be like, did you ever see? Dang, scene. I know you haven't, so I don't even know what I'm about to ask. But I'm gonna ask anyway. Have you seen Speed 1? Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, classic. Nope. No. Okay, so the the premise of the movie: there's a bomb on the bus, on this public bus. This domestic terrorist was like, "Ayo, I just want to do it just for funsies, basically, because he's psychotic." And puts a bomb on the bus. And so once the bus reached up to 60, because he had this personal vendetta against Keanu, who was this cop years ago. So he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get you again. And this time I'm gonna do it with a bus. And so when the bus gets up to a certain speed, it can't go below that speed or it blows up.
Dang.
Right. So this bus is just like driving through LA or California for the whole day because they can't get off the bus. But then like one of the scenes, like Keanu, like they whatever like safety exit on the floor, he like pulls it up because he's got to get himself to the like the police bus, right? So he's got to transfer buses. So he like comes under there and he's like rolling in the street under. And I was like, maybe you could do it though. If Keanu could do it, but granted that was a bus. But I had always thought I mean, it was go like the bus couldn't go below 60, I don't think. So they're going pretty quick. What if you get like the speed wobbles and then it's over? Which almost happened, I think, in the scene.
What was he hanging on to? The bus?
Yeah.
And he just
yeah, that's what happened because he got tripped up. Something happened with the cart that he was on, right? And then he had to like grab onto and then he was just like
hanging underneath,
hanging under. John Wick before John Wick. Neo before Neo.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do that in real life.
I mean, watching 90s action movies, you think you can do anything. I still believe Face Off could happen in real life.
I mean, probably. It probably can happen. I mean, I hope it does. I hope it's not happening, but...
It probably already is, right? Aliens, anyway.
Yeah. Have you heard any alien updates recently?
Honestly, they're trying to keep it quiet, but I have been hearing some sprinkles. Like, I've been hearing some sprinkles about, like, you know, the New Jersey stuff coming back up because people don't ask enough questions. People aren't curious enough these days, right? We just go on to the next headline. I'm like, is nobody asking, like, yo, what happened to the New Jersey drone UFOs that was never confirmed?
Yeah. Yeah, they just forgot about that one.
Yeah, your girl didn't. So, you know, I heard some rumblings, something might be coming out about that next year. And then something I heard on one of the videos, I was like, see, it might just be part of my algorithm, but they're talking about, it's starting to get higher and higher in the mainstream talking about, they're talking about next year too, with the drones, it's actually connected to the, what are they? No, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Anunnaki?
Yeah. I forgot. What are those?
They're like the aliens, basically. But they're like the intelligent beings, like elevated, not from us, but they were the ones that gave us the knowledge. They were the ones that built the pyramids.
Yeah, weren't they giants?
Correct. Nice. Basically, it was like Avatar, if you think about it. They keep being in blue. And I'm like, most of these movies, honestly, they're just documentaries.
Yeah. Yeah, I read the other day that dogs are evolving to being closer to humans. And it got me thinking about Avatar. Like, what if eventually we do reach that point where we can connect to other animals and trees and stuff like that?
Okay, hear me out. I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
But I think you're all. But here's the thing. I think we already have and already continue to have this capability. This goes on. Remember what I was talking about last week when, what was it, me, you, and Sam, we were talking about it, and I was like, bro, we got to get closer to nature.
Yeah.
Right? Nature and spiritual. That's what it is. They want us to be more disconnected from nature and our authentic true selves, because then our frequencies, they go lower. And when your frequencies are lower, you're not connected. You're just a robot.
Yep. Yeah, and they want us all to be robots because that's what's going to take over is robots.
That part.
Robots and AI.
Don't be Wall-E, okay? Be your own person.
Wall-E was good, though. Wall-E was a good robot.
Well, I mean, but a robot in general.
Yeah. Yeah, the iRobot robots are what scared me as a kid. Those were
Honestly, I was like, did nobody watch Will Smith in his prime when he was? And again, they're just telling us what's going to happen.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy how that stuff is coming true now. Like,
look at what is it? What is it? They're in Boston. They do all the robotics stuff.
Yeah, Boston Robotics team.
Yeah, you like that stuff is looking way too realistic in their movements now.
Did you see the ones of the two robots sparring? I didn't watch it, but I
Yeah,
saw there's video of robots sparring now.
yeah, that's gonna be a thing. They're gonna start putting those kinds of fights on because it can be more violent.
Yeah, and they can do probably crazier stuff.
They're gonna have
That'd be
a
wild.
robotic Olympics.
And then what if they program a Juliana robot and then a Kayla Harrison robot?
Oh my gosh, that's where we're going. Hey, embrace it now. Hug a tree today because you might not be able to hug a tree in 10 years.
Oh,
I mean, that might be a little crazy. 10 years is kind of wild.
Yeah. There's more trees on Earth than there are stars in our galaxy, according to Google.
That's what you said.
If that's true, that's a lot of trees.
I mean,
I don't know. We should go camping so we can be closer to nature. I'm not a big camper, but my sister is, so I might go join her and look at the stars.
Here's the thing. I've been camping a few different times. And every time afterwards, I'm like, I'm glad I did that. But it's like the same with competition, you know? It's like I don't have fun with the build up. And then like as I'm processing, even though it might be a bare safe zone, I'm like, something might come up in this tent today. Or it's like things, you know, I'm cool being out in nature, but then you go to sleep, it's cold. You wake up, you're sweating. You know? Might be some mosquitoes around. I'm not going to bathe in the river or lake water. That's wild.
All right. Well, maybe we won't go camping, but we should spend an evening out by the lake.
I'd be down for that. Yeah.
So that way we don't have to sleep out there. We can just chill and then go home.
Yeah. That's what it is. I think it's the sleeping. I know what it is. But I like being outside, right? I mean, I grew up, my dad's side of the family, they're all fishers. So we were always, like I said, we were always out fishing. So that's like I did all day on a Saturday. I could do that.
Yeah.
But like the actual camping, I'm like, it just was never it for me, but I would do it. But I always did not have fun. But it always wasn't like, oh, this is amazing in this tent.
Yeah. I don't like feeling dirty. Like just gritty, like sand everywhere.
Yeah.
Mosquito bites, mosquito spray, like just feeling gross and oily.
You just feel dingy, you know? Like a dirty washcloth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we definitely need it. We don't have much time before the transition to hot is just getting ready to happen.
All right. We got like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We can go spend some time outdoors.
I did have fun. I mean, it was a long weekend and it was like dirty too. But it was like a trade-off. It's like I didn't like being dirty and like all the other kind of nastiness maybe that came with it. But I did enjoy the experience when we went on a float trip in Arkansas. That was cool.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Yeah. You know, get your little canoe, get the people, get your drinks. Floating on down the river for a few hours.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't done that before.
Until you fall off. And then, you're a few drinks in, you're like, dang, this sucks trying to get back into this canoe. You know?
Yeah, how many times did you fall in?
I think we fell 3 times.
Dang.
3 times. The last one, like, it was kind of, we got like basically like the current or whatever, the path like pushed us in to like one of those trees like coming out of the bank. And like it was either the tree was going to take us out or we were going to take ourselves out. Those are the only 2 options.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch those trees. Sometimes snakes hang from those.
That's the other part. Like, it's like I want to embrace nature, but it's almost like too much nature. You know what I mean?
Some snakes.
spiders and all that. It's like, dang,
Yeah.
like, I mean, I know we all need to get along because we're all one, but like, I wish I just had it'd be cool technology if we just had just like a protective, like invisible little like barrier bubble. Like, regardless of where you're at, nothing could like come in and touch you or anything in your space. So you'd be cool. You could swim next to an anaconda and you'd be fine.
Yeah, that'd be wild. That might be the future.
Yeah, your own little bubble.
Yeah, I just watched Bubble Boy the other day with Jeff. It's kind of funny.
With Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he grew up in a bubble, spent his whole life
Allergic to
in a bubble.
everything.
Yep.
Did he eventually get out the bubble?
Yeah, yeah, and then at the end of the movie, his mom tells him, like, "You had immunities at 4 years old. We just kept you in the bubble."
Dang. What mom? Who was that? Dang, mom Gypsy Rose him. She was the original Gypsy Rose. Dang, you stay in this bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine the hands I would throw if you had me in this bubble my whole life and I was fine. I'm I'm gonna beat you like that deer beat that lady. Did you see that video this week?
No. A deer?
Yeah, like this deer was throwing what little hooves. Like, man, it was tearing this lady up in the bushes. Like she must have did something. I think they said she tried to pet it. So FAFO, you
You
know?
just stood up and threw hands?
She was like crouched down, like you just see the video. She's crouched down in this bush, and this deer's just like, like tearing her ass up. Hey, you did something.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like for any animal to attack you, I'm gonna say there's a small percentage that are just assholes, right? And then obviously like eating, but like a majority of them, if you get attacked by an animal, that means you deserved it because you were doing something you shouldn't have been doing, or your energy. There was something about your energy that deserved to get attacked. So either way,
Yeah, yesterday I got bit by a cat.
dang.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with my energy, but for some reason, cats been biting me since I was like 5 years old.
Dang, cats don't mess with you.
No.
Honestly, personally, cats are evil to me. I don't. Yeah, I said it. I said it. There's only a handful of cats I mess with, and they got to be real cool. Me and Killer Kitty, I think we're all right now. Emily's cat, like we're good. She bopped Zoe a couple weeks ago. Had my baby out here scared, but it's fine. It's fine. We did a reset, and then we had a cat, Mr. Kitty, growing up. Who he was scary. He would attack you in the middle of your sleep.
Dang.
Yeah, he was old Tomcat from the streets of Indianapolis. R.I.P. Mr. Kitty. But I did love Mr. Kitty. But there's only a few. But outside of that, like I need you to love me. Cats don't mess with you. They'll love you when they want to, when they want something.
Yeah.
So I don't even think, that might sound like a contradiction, but I don't think so. Cats are just like, I don't know what's wrong with them. That's what they fit into the small percentage, is what I'm saying. The small percentage of like just asshole animals for no reason.
Yeah, I love dogs. Dogs are fine.
Love them.
Yeah.
People's best friend.
Yeah.
And they don't just like bite, they like bite and latch on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't want to hit you. You know what I mean? But it's almost like a natural reaction, like, ow! But I don't want to hurt you. But it's like, at that point, is it fair?
Yeah, they can just bite us.
Can you bite back?
Would you bite a cat?
That's what they do in the wild, right? For correction. Maybe that's why they don't respect us like that, because we don't bite them.
I'm not biting a cat.
No, I'm saying if it bit you.
Mm-hmm.
Like to speak their language.
To bite it back.
Yeah, because maybe it's like some of it is like a play thing. They don't know how hard they're biting you. And so they're like, what? What's the problem? You're like, oh. I'd be like, oh, my bad. I won't bite you that hard next time. I meant to say I love you. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I'll think about it next time I get bit by a cat, but I'll probably hold off.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. You got to get them when they're young, like a kitten. If I can get them when they're like a kitten, and I can, like we can have a mutual bond at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can mold them to.
Yeah. Yeah, I love kitties. I love when they're tiny and they're cute. But when they
Yeah,
grow up, they're just assholes.
they are. You know where you need to go? Have you gone yet? That cat cafe.
Mm-mm. I need to test my luck at the cat
Yeah, that's where
cafe.
because they're in a room, right? That you don't have to like you can just sit there and just look at them and have coffee, but start getting like acclimated and then go in there. It's like off
Alright.
what is it? Off of maybe 11th or 10th in
Mm-hmm.
Mass.
Yeah. I'll do that someday, see if I get bit.
Yeah, I believe in you. Soon maybe you can become the cat whisperer.
I, I don't like cats like that though.
Well, but it's just being one with nature. Like I don't like snakes or spiders, right? But I wish I could be like a whisperer, right?
Alright. You wanna go to Pet World and hold some snakes?
Not at all.
I'll go to the
From a
cat cafe
distance.
if you hold some baby
I
snakes.
don't think I don't think that's a trade off.
Baby snakes aren't gonna bite you.
Do you like snakes?
Yeah. I don't, like, love them, but I don't mind them. I'll hold them or pick them up.
No. I've held them and picked them up. They're not I like it's just strange. It's like one of those things like I feel like we're violating each other.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. But be one with nature, everybody. Be one with nature. Anywho, we 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 didn't really deviate. We just got into it. But like,
Yeah, we did.
how's your week been? The weather's looking good now.
Yeah, my
Overall,
week's
how's your week been?
that's been alright. I've been lifting, doing jujitsu, chilling. It's been
Yeah,
good.
protein.
Yeah, I'm getting back on my protein as of yesterday.
All right.
And bought a bunch of protein snacks, so hopefully start
What's your
building a little
go-to
bit.
protein snack?
Just protein bars.
All right. What kind of protein bar do you like?
Right now I'm just eating like the Gatorade chocolate bars.
Do those have a chalky like texture to them? Because you
No,
can't trust all protein bars.
they taste like a candy bar. Like straight up candy bar.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're probably not the best for me, but it's just extra protein that I know I'm
Hmm.
getting in.
That's good. I like those the chocolate covered peanut butter Quest protein
Hmm.
bars. Those are good. Or the chocolate caramel barbell protein bars.
Yep.
Or the what is it? The Metro or the MX or whatever super cookie crunch. You'll get a lot of protein on that. And those are
Hmm.
great.
Yeah, nice. They're not chalky.
No. See,
Yeah.
I don't like the chalkiness. This
Yeah,
is
me
like the
neither.
last one I was telling you about. It's like, what does it remind me of? Because it's got like white in the middle. It's like it's like a crunch cookie. It's like a brownie,
Hmm.
like a frosted brownie almost, but
Why
without like
do
the frosting.
why do they make all the protein bars taste like candy bars? Why is
Because
that a thing?
because at one point in time they were terrible. You didn't want to eat a protein bar.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I do remember, like, when in college, they would give our team a bunch of protein bars, and it tastes like cardboard,
Yeah, we're like these
crunchy
aren't it.
cardboard.
I get my
Hmm.
protein elsewhere.
Yeah. I didn't know about protein back in the day.
So now they got everything. Speaking of that, I got tried out some new protein noodles last night. Like
Yeah.
Kroger, what's up? That they started making protein noodles now instead of what was it, Barillo,
Hmm.
um, whatever that brand. So it's $1 cheaper, and it was kind of giving me the texture a little bit of a mix between white noodles and wheat noodles. I'm not too fond of wheat noodles texture, but white noodles aren't the best for you. But this was a nice in between.
All right. Now I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Some protein noodles.
Mm-hmm. Bulk
Yeah.
up.
Gotta get ready for Vegas.
Yeah, that's right. Did you say you're bulking up?
I mean, I'll try. We'll see what happens.
You just gotta stay the course.
It's so hard eating that much food for weeks.
Yeah. If somebody, that's why, like, that's why just be striker rich. If somebody, I mean, I like to cook, but if somebody could just like cook for me, majority of my meals, like if somebody just cooked for me breakfast, actually, somebody just cooked for me lunch and dinner every day. I got breakfast every day. I got it. Don't worry about it.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
I would just want dinner. Just cook me one meal a day.
One meal.
I mean, I can handle lunch and breakfast.
Oh, I thought you meant just eat one meal a day. I was like, one meal?
No.
That's yeah, I'll take one meal. Yeah, just make me
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. Dang. Someday.
It's already happened.
Yeah, we already put it out there.
Yeah. It's been there, growing, doing its work right now. Yeah. Ooh, sorry. Got him in here. I got to take him to my office. I wanted to show you something. I'm not gonna take him to my office because he'll die. But new plant.
Oh,
birthday.
sweet. Oh,
Yeah.
that looks nice.
I forgot what it's called. Yims? I don't think that's correct. Gyms? Some with a yims. Yims and some. And then Nick and Marcella got me this little mini succulent.
Aw.
I don't think I can kill that. Like, I'd really have to try to kill this. If I kill this, there's no hope for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just make sure you water that.
You gotta water succulents?
Yeah. Yeah, my mom told me they're super easy. You don't need to water them often. So I watered mine like maybe once a month and then they all started dying. So then I realized they need more water. So if it starts looking dry
once a month,
or if it starts looking a little shriveled, water it a little more.
Once a month. You're right. All right, good to know.
Yeah. It took me a while, but I'm learning about plants now.
Green thumb.
Yeah. Used to not have a green thumb.
Yeah, well, one day I'll convert. We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully they live since they're not in your office, but it'd be cool if you could like test it out. Take one plant to your office and keep one at your house. Do the same thing.
It's just scary. I'm like, because then once they like die, like they start dying, it's like hard to rehab them.
Mm-hmm.
My money tree's thriving though.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. Do you think maybe you just need less tears in your office?
I think I just need more sun. Yeah. There's just like this one there's a little box of just indirect sun that comes in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably your problem.
Mm-hmm. Lame. Okay, so we're getting back into it. Body's feeling better. We're bulking back up. That's what we like to hear. Okay. So great.
How's your week?
It's a little better than it was last week. I will say that. Last week, the week before was busy and I was just like tired. I was just tired. Allergies. Allergies still an issue, but not as bad. And then like last week, for whatever reason, I just couldn't not be tired. Needed the midday coffee. Things were just gloomy, but now a little better. Like we've been back in the gym, a little more consistent since last week. So my body's feeling a lot better now. We're still tight, but we're good. And yeah, like I said, today woke up, chose violence. Most days I wake up that way, right? But I usually keep it contained. I'm just honoring.
Was it not contained this morning?
I contained it to myself outside. I had to make a post about it because I was like, okay, peeps, not even a discussion. It's because it's not even a discussion to be had. It's just observation. And what are we doing? When did we convert? I'm trying to really figure out the timeline here. I'm like, when did we convert from gym clothes to outfits?
Yeah, I think around the time, maybe it was a little bit before when the Barbie movie came out. I think that's when people really started switching.
Great Great callback.
But
When did the bar? That was 2 years ago.
yeah, but I noticed right before then people were starting to do that too. But I
Yeah.
think it really evolved with the Barbie movie, but I think it started before.
No, wild. Now, don't get me wrong. That's what I mean by outfits, everybody. I'm not talking about like an outfit, but that it's still like gym, like attire. It just matches. Okay, whatever. Do you look cute? No
Mhm.
hate, no shade. I'm referring to outfits where it's like I can't tell the difference if you're going out on a Saturday or if you're coming to work out. What are
Mhm.
we doing? Like if you're having a thought to yourself, something might slip out with this curl I do or this squat that I do. You've answered the question of should I have worn this or not. The answer is no. Okay? Like today, I was looking at somebody and it's like whatever. I'm not even tripping off of dudes or whoever. I'm not even tripping off people who have shorts and no shirt on. Nips out, areolas out. Okay, whatever. In a public place, I hope you're wiping stuff down. I don't want to see it in a public place, but you're running, you're doing your stuff. All right, conditioned, it's normal. See it. Even if you got on, right? You got on the tiny little booties, little shorts, you got a bra on, pretty much naked, whatever. That's still okay. There still was somewhat of a point. You got your joggers on, you got a little bra on. All right. But it's a sports bra, right? These sports bras now, the one that I saw today, it was like string, like it looked like almost like a string bikini type.
Yeah, on the back.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
like I didn't understand why this person had like it wasn't a cover because it wasn't covering anything. It was
Mhm.
not even a crop top, but it was like a shoulder cover that came down to just like right above their cleavage. So I'm like, if it was a cover, you would think it would be a crop top covering what we're all seeing. Like literally having to pull up their bra
Mhm.
every time they bent down to do stuff. And I'm like, this what? That's what set me off. That's what set me over the edge to have to make up. I was like, what are we doing? Because then I had to think to myself, I think I told you this a while ago. I was like, now, if we're seeing, if we're going to accept and be inclusive with all body types and everything, are all body types able to wear whatever to the gym of
Mm.
that?
Mhm.
I don't think so.
No. No, you can't have everybody showing up like that. That'd be
It's crazy to think
yeah.
about.
No, I thought it was so funny. I saw your Facebook post when I got home from the gym, and I was thinking the same thing this morning because I was working out and somebody was standing right in front of me and their spandex were so tight that each butt cheek was individualized. Like
That is so calm, right? It's like you can't just have cheeks. You got to have each one
yeah, and that
accentuated.
it just looks so uncomfortable. Like, but that's what people are doing now. Like that must be the thing now.
I just don't get it. I'm not like I said. I whatever. Like I'm even fine with a bra and leggings,
Mhm.
whatever. But it's like it's to that point where I'm like, I don't. And we're not even talking. I'll even give like no, we're not professional athletes, but I'll even give a better example. We're not even talking about things like a Serena Williams cat suit back in the day, where it was like she's literally had a bodysuit on
Mhm.
that ended at her crotch. Which the reason she had a cat suit was because of blood clots and whatnot. You could argue whatever it looked like, but there was an actual reason for her wearing what she was wearing and like the tightness. I'm not seeing people wear this for medical reasons necessarily.
Oh
It's all about
no.
like, I want to have it all out and I don't
Mhm.
want you looking at me like I'm looking at it because of shock. Like, are we really doing this right now?
Mhm.
Because if I looked over and I saw a wild print, not acceptable either. Not
Mhm.
acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy to me because when I was that age, like you couldn't, you had to wear a shirt. Like you couldn't just wear a sports bra. Like that was against
Mm-hmm.
the rules at most gyms.
Yeah.
Like 5 to 10 years ago.
Not
But
yeah,
now
not that
but now
long
it doesn't
ago.
matter.
I'm telling you. I'm just like, where are we going? Well, like
Mhm.
in 2 years, what's this gonna look like?
Yeah, isn't it just like the '70s though when people started wearing shorter and shorter shorts? Like, we're just replicating that
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, but even then it was still like gym appropriate. Like I felt like when they started getting shorter and shorter in like the 70s, it was just like clearly because it's freaking hot in the gym, right? We need to be able to move around and sweat. We can't be wearing jeans or these long pants or
Mhm.
whatever, right? Or these kinds of tight stuff. That makes sense. This isn't making any sense outside of all these brands making money off of being able to sell scandalous gym clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's probably expensive too. It's probably like $50 for a pair of tiny
Oh
spandex
yeah.
shorts.
Think about what it is just for like a nice bra that's not even like that.
Yeah. Yeah, what are sports bras nowadays? Aren't they
At
like
least 50, 60.
yeah, that's crazy to me.
Like you got to find one on sale, you might get lucky for like a good one for like 40
Mhm.
bucks.
Mhm. That's so crazy.
Yeah. So hey, yeah, that's right. I'm talking shit all you outfit gym wearing people. The outfits that I just defined, not the other stuff. And as an like an add-on, because I added on to that, if you are a person that is walking around a gym and or a public place, okay, we're not talking about no beach or anything, no socks, no shoes on, and even worse, you go into a bathroom like that, you've told me all I needed to know about how you wipe your kitchen counters down. Just like I said on my post, you do nothing but wipe them down with cold water,
But did
washcloth.
did you was somebody at the gym with no shoes on?
Yeah. What are we
Ew.
doing?
Oh, that's crazy.
I see it at least once every other week. And
Mhm.
it's usually they're either actually I've seen it everywhere, but like over there like when they kick the heavy bag,
Mhm.
I'm like leave your socks on.
They
At
really
least
kick your shoes off for that?
which that I get that, right? It like somewhat makes sense like right you're kicking a heavy bag.
Yeah, but
You
it's a
know, you
public gym.
that part it's still a public gym
Yeah, I keep my shoes on. I'll just throw hands. I
all the
won't throw
time.
any kicks here.
I'll just throw them hands every time. And even if you're on the platforms, right? You want proper, like, get, pull through your feet, you take your shoes off. I get that, right? You still
Mhm.
got socks on, whatever, cool. But if you're sitting there 10 toes down on the floor, ew, you nasty. You nasty. And I don't want you making me a sandwich. Ever. If I came over and you offered me a sandwich, I'd be like, I'm all right.
Dang, I wonder what the Jimmy John's workers
uh,
what their gym etiquette's like. They
hey,
probably shoes off,
I'm
socks
just
off.
hey, you could go into deep dives about this. I'm telling you because I can go into like multi layers because I'm saying it says something about you as a person.
Mhm.
You know, like if you're the type of person, you know, like if you sneeze inside of your hands without a thought of washing them afterwards. That says something to me, like who you are as a person. It's not just like, ew, you're nasty, you sneeze in your hands. I'm like, there's other things that are happening that I just can't see right now that I'm not going to trust you with. Like if you vote right, like if they volunteer for the potluck, I'm not going to eat your dish.
Oh yeah.
Nope, absolutely not. It's not happening, right? Also, speaking of that, random. I hope he's listening. I'm not going to name his name, but I was joking. But also, I told you last night, truth and jokes.
Mhm.
Wash your belt, people.
Yeah.
Jujitsu people, you're nasty. If you've never washed your belt ever, ew.
Mhm. Yeah, that is kind of gross.
Like a mat, like I get not doing every day, whatever, okay.
Mhm.
But if you literally never, if you, there's never been a drop of water that has touched that belt,
Yeah, that's nasty. How often do you wash your belt?
it's at least probably not as much as I should, but at least
Mhm.
once every other week. for sure.
I'm like once every 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, like once every other week. Like, yeah.
Mhm.
Because, right, then you got to replace the tape. And I mean, like, whatever. I'm always losing tapes. I got to replace it.
Yeah.
But you gotta wash your belt, people. Like the stuff that like lives in that.
Yeah, that's
That'd be
disgusting.
like you never washing your gi
Ugh.
and just put it up to air dry and be like, all right, next session.
Oh, that would be disgusting. Just after like 1 week, it'd smell horrible. Ew. I'm glad I haven't smelled that belt.
Like I look like when they held it up, it looked like it had never ever seen water in it. I was like,
It looked
wow.
like an old belt. It looked like it's been worn for like 3 years.
Yeah.
You know?
And I was like, man, it almost looks like it looks like it should be like a chip. Like you should be able to just like chip it off. Like it's so nasty looking. It's like dried snot. You know, like a
Ew.
a
Or
boogie belt.
they probably had some dried snot on there because it's never been washed.
Yeah, a boogie belt.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm talking my shit today. That's right. You got too many people out here being, I don't know, decision making is questionable. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
It is what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, they won't be getting any callbacks for any, if there was a need for a new Mr. or Mrs. or person clean, whatever, they wouldn't be getting any callbacks. All right. Anywho, we're getting back on our grind. We're out here, Michaela and I being clean, eating our protein and doing what we got to do this week, getting back in the grind.
Yeah. We're taking care of ourselves.
That's right. But hey, special shout out for the, happy belated 21st to the little sis. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. Turned 21.
Wild. Dang. Go out here, party it up now, you two.
Yeah. No, we party at home.
Yeah. Lauren seems like the type that'd be like a classy kind of like chill kind of person, chilling, doing her thing.
Yeah. We're both kind of just chillers.
All right. Well, welcome to 21, Lauren. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. Be out here drinking at the bars.
Be safe. All right. Save your money too. It's cheaper to be at home than go to the bar. Because at that point, spending money on drinks, spending money on an Uber, because you got to get home. Uber, Lyft, or a friend.
Yeah.
Adds up.
It does add up. We don't really go out a whole lot, though.
See?
We usually stay home.
But that's nice, because you can be at home and make a couple drinks.
Yeah, and not spend like $30.
Exactly. You can have fun with it, though. Like, ooh, what kind of wine would go with this steak,
Yeah, get all fancy.
See? I'm not a wine drinker, though. That's not my thing. I've never been a wine drinker. It's just juice.
Yeah. I used to like wine. I got really sick once on Christmas.
It's easy, too. It's so sweet, and it just doesn't settle the best.
Yeah. Not again.
Not again. Not again. Well, we're going to blow on to a updated topic that Michaela and I were talking about last week. Because this came, algorithms were crazy. It came up on my TikTok and I told Michaela. So we thought, well, I don't know if it was a we. Maybe it was just me. I thought we could survive a tornado. Did you agree, or were you like, I don't know?
I was disagreeing because tornadoes pull trees out of the ground. So I didn't think a bike rack would keep you safe. But...
So I was the optimistic one, okay? I was trying to keep hope alive. But you know what? Michaela was absolutely right, everybody. But for reasons we didn't even know until this TikTok video came up on the algorithm and was like, yeah, you think you will survive a tornado? Think again. let's just say everything's getting sucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
What the F5 tornado?
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything. So if you think like terrible image, I'm gonna say what is it? What's the algorithm? Or not what's the acronym? NSFW, but in description for your brain. So turn this off for 10 seconds while I describe this. But like, it's basically like if you get this tornado that they were describing in Texas in 97, people were getting degloved. Like, so, right. So if you think like a hand, so people like, great tip for mixed martial artists and jujitsu, especially gi, don't wear your ring. Have those little rubber rings or something. Cause if it gets cut,
Ew.
gone, hand
Ugh.
gloved. So
Yeah,
imagine that happening to your hand, but your entire body from a tornado because the amount of pressure. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that was possible. Nobody ever talks about that.
No, I didn't believe you when you told me the other week. I didn't believe that was real. So I had to Google it and look it up myself. And yeah, that tornado in Texas, it picked up a bunch of gravel and sand, and the wind speeds were like 260 mile per hours. So it skinned animals like cows.
Yeah.
It just tore the skin off of them with all the rocks and wind. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tornado pulled the asphalt off of the road. That's how
wild.
strong it was.
That is crazy.
So bike racks probably won't stand a chance.
Bike racks are not. Yay. Hey, but if there were bike racks that were still standing, imagine the marketing after that.
with the belt marketing.
With the belt? Oh my gosh. Wrangler, Levi, and a bike rack? You wouldn't be able to tell them anything ever again. Yeah, so you're not surviving if it's that amount of force. So that's what would happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I also looked up the worst tornado in the United States.
Which one was that?
It happened in 1925. It's called the Tri-State Tornado. It hit 3 different states and it killed over 600 people.
Wait, where was that at?
Yeah. Missouri, Illinois, and somewhere else.
Crazy.
Indiana. Yeah. It was like a 3 hours worth of the tornado just tearing people up.
Man. They're terrifying, but us Midwesterners will be outside.
I know, looking for it.
Like, oh, it's bad right now.
Yeah, my mom would send us out of the basement and she'd be out in the middle of the yard looking for the tornado.
Where is it at? Where is it coming? Yeah. I mean, that's what it is when you live in the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
So don't stay safe. Go in the basement, people. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are we ready to get to our content?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, defending. Did you hear the story about the 13-year-old?
I didn't read the story, but I saw something about it.
All right. Well, let me read the story, y'all. Jujitsu saves again. Okay. Everybody and anybody should be coming to jujitsu, but like most definitely the ladies, young girls, find yourself in a pinch. This is what's going to happen. So this young lady was from California. So on the New York Post got this story from California girl, 13, used jujitsu training to defend herself against a crazed attacker. She got him in a headlock, is what the quote says. So she said, it says here on New York Post, the quick-thinking teen skillfully took down her unwitting assailant after he emerged from between 2 cars and attempted to strike her in the face, a blow she successfully blocked. According to ABC News, she punched him, she got him in a headlock, kneed him a couple times, spun him around, threw him on the ground. Okay.
Hey, that's awesome.
She stepped on his foot, and then when she threw him on the ground, he broke his ankle. Dang.
Oh.
Then the youngster then ran home as her battered attacker, who remains at large, laid on the ground. So there's a sketch of him. Doesn't look like they've caught him yet. But
yeah, that's awesome. She broke his ankle.
That's what we like to hear. Stand up ain't no joke. Make sure you practice your stand up, people.
Yeah. Dang, I wonder how big the attacker was, because that's pretty awesome for a 13-year-old to do that.
Imagine you can't tell her anything now.
Oh no.
Like nothing. Like her parents are like, go to your room. You're just, who are you talking to?
Like, you don't want the smoke.
Yeah, at all. Dang. I mean, hey, most adults couldn't fight off an adult, right?
Yeah. Dang, that's so wild. Like, she was ready.
She stayed ready. She didn't have to get ready. She was on it. We love to hear it. So, yay. We don't want to have our own stories, but like I feel like our kids they would hold up pretty well. I think I'm pretty confident in our gyms, like our kids' ability.
For sure.
Speaking of kids, maybe not. UFC is happening this weekend.
Speaking of kids.
We got Macy Barber versus Aaron Blanchfield happening on the 31st.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you have anybody, any dog in that fight?
I don't know. Aaron's pretty good.
Yeah. She was worried about Macy pulling out because basically she didn't say this, but she basically was like, she's a pull-out queen. I was like, dang. Because she's known for pulling out close to fights.
Yeah.
The risk you take.
Yeah, do you know why? Is it from injuries or?
I mean, I think it's been injuries, undisclosed stuff, but I mean, the fight is this weekend. Haven't heard nothing. So.
Oh dang! Yeah, that's annoying.
But yeah, I got Aaron.
Yeah. Did you see that Fiona is competing against Adele on Thursday or tomorrow?
Oh yeah, that's right. Were we watching that?
Yeah, I think at the gym. It might be going on like during practice.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to
probably comes on earlier.
That's all right. We'll watch it. Yeah.
All right.
I think there's a couple more matches that'd be good ones too on that card.
Nice. Stuff to watch. Stuff's popping up now.
Yeah.
Juliana, Kayla, they fight next week.
We'll see how that goes.
I know. Did we predict that one? Did we say who we picked on either one?
We've talked about it, but I don't know if we chose sides. I don't really know. It could go.
I don't. That's
either way.
I want to say Kayla, but I'm like, I don't know. Like, one, are you gonna die from weight cutting? Because like, are you gonna be able to make it?
Yeah.
And Juliana, even though she be talking, somehow she makes stuff work out for her sometimes. So.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I do know?
What?
It's not gonna be an entertaining fight. I can tell you that.
It'll be surprising if it is. I hope it is, but
I guarantee fight of the night is not going to that fight. I'm pretty confident in that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I guess we'll see. But yeah, that's the Marab O'Malley card.
Yeah, I want Kayla to win just because Juliana will be annoying if she wins. But also, Juliana wins. It's just kind of funny. Like, the situation is just kind of funny to me.
It's like, are you trolling? No, this is just you.
She'll be talking hot shit if she wins, too,
yes,
to Amanda.
She will.
She'll be like, come at me, Amanda.
Can't stand her. And then Amanda's like, and they, like I said, do you really want to come out for a trilogy versus coming out to fight Kayla?
Yeah, the money's versus Kayla. It's not taking on Juliana again. Nobody
That
wants to
part.
see Juliana.
That part.
Uh,
I guess we'll see.
yeah, we'll
Guess
see.
we'll see.
There's the fight card that's happening in Kansas City next month. There's another women's fight that they put on that card, and it's the girl that one of the girls that's fighting. She's the ginger that punched me in a jujitsu match last
Oh
year.
shit! Dang, you need to pull up on her.
Yeah, I want to go watch. If I'm not doing anything, I want to go watch that fight because it should be pretty good. Or
What day is it?
it's June 21st. It's the same day as Sub Spectrum. So if I'm
Okay,
not,
I was like yeah, I was like that
yeah.
date.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, but it might be fun to watch those fights.
All right. See
how
if she
the-
can fight when
Yeah.
somebody's hitting her back.
Yeah, she just turned 18 too. Because I
Oh
remember.
yeah, she was a teen.
Yeah, at the time I was mad. I'm like, I can't even fight you in MMA, and you're punching me.
Dang. Okay.
So we'll see how she
See
does.
about her, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
That'd
right,
be
little
fun.
turd, let's fight.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, another thing. Anything else going on locally?
Yeah, there's gonna be a Shamrock fight card June 14th and an FAC card July 26th. Those will all be in Kansas City, so there's stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
I didn't realize there's fights in Topeka like a week or two
Oh
ago.
yeah, my grandma was talking about it.
Nice.
Talking about rolling. I was like, you don't want to go no fights. What are you talking about? It's just something to do.
Yeah, we need to check out. I'll be on the lookout for the next one. So
I
we can
go to the
maybe
Scandalous Tea.
Yeah.
Scandalous Tea Topeka. Where was it? Do you know?
I think at the plaza. I don't know where that's at.
Okay. Fairlawn Plaza.
Maybe.
I was like, where would they have it there? I mean, I guess they could have it somewhere. Unless they wanted to do it at the Expo Center.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should check it out next time.
All right. Scandalous Tea. Holding them events. Nice. Well, speaking of fights and stuff, thought this was interesting, which kind of merges into this other thing we'll talk about. But on Chewy Jiu-Jitsu last week, there was a email that came out. Or do you get those Chewy Jiu-Jitsu emails every week?
No,
I'm just subscribed.
I canceled because I don't. Emails annoy me when I keep getting them, so I.
Yeah, that's fair. I know they come like every day too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last Thursday was one of the things that came up. Topic was the difference between knowing a technique and that it exists versus knowing how to use it. So, kind of in regard to, like we were kind of talking about, like we have talked about, what am I learning? What am I doing at different belt levels, a bit different belt colors? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? And I was like, purple belt's one of the funnest belts because that's when you really start solidifying your game, start to become more well-rounded, developing your guard, like all that type stuff that you like to play. I was like, but I would argue like towards the end of white belt, even when getting into blue belt, like the basics. Like pretty much a triangle, a sweep, one defense at least, probably a couple, a couple chokes, like things like that. So the things that you're learning, you're always learning, like we talk about with jujitsu, but you're not necessarily always learning necessarily fundamentals. You're just continuing to revisit the steps like we talked about last week and then just adding on additional branches. But I think sometimes people really struggle with the progression.
Yeah.
And I'm not learning anymore, or I've stalled out because I haven't learned anything new or revisiting. And I'm like, but I can know a arm bar, right? But if I don't know the concepts of if I lose it, I didn't have their arm, or I needed to get a better bite or an angle or whatever. That's what they were referring to in terms of the difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that yesterday because like Lauren came up to me and she says she doesn't feel like she's making any progress. And I'm like, Lauren, Deja just said you're making like Deja just came up to me and was bragging about how
Lauren.
much progress you're making, but like she doesn't feel herself that she's making that progress. So I was just thinking about that. Like, is there like does that change, do you think, over time? Because I used to worry about that too, but not so much anymore at all.
Yeah. Well, I think you're always making progress even when it doesn't seem like you are. Like cuz I don't necessarily think it's in my personal experience, I can be like, "Oh, I'm finally getting this. Okay, like I'm pretty confident in my butterfly sweep, right? Like my butterfly guard, but I still have a lot of stuff that I need to tighten up. I still have a lot of stuff I want to add to it and whatnot, and having to troubleshoot, right? Because people figure out your game, and it's
Mhm.
like it's one of those things that it feels like you're not getting better because you're also going against other people who are getting better
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
who knows what you're doing. So if you're doing these things to the average Joe or a new white belt or something coming in, that's
Mhm.
why it's very much one of those things that you should be intentional with rolling with somebody who you can do work on basically, like not bully or anything like that,
Mhm.
but you can work on techniques and things like that relatively easily, and then you want to roll with somebody who is evenly matched with you, right? Like you kind of go back and forth, but then you also want to roll with people who always smash you, right? And like
Mhm.
in a way where you're still able to work, so you can then measure your progression in that kind of way. Versus it's hard to measure your progression um and depending on on how you're measuring it, right? It's difficult, but it's
Yeah.
not, depending on how you're doing it. Like a white belt, if they're trying to measure their progression against a purple belt, right, or against a brown belt, it it's gonna look different because we're also responding to you differently as you're progressing.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's something like I want to mention to Lauren, like you're getting better, so everybody's also turning it up a little bit. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like we're just giving you a little more because you're progressing. That doesn't mean you're stuck. It just means like it's going to be a little more difficult now.
Yeah, like we got to make you work more. We got to make you, instead of having a first option, make you start thinking about a second option to go back to your first option with those
Mhm.
kinds of things. I also kind of think that I mean, I have those frequently, to be honest with you. Not that I'm like, oh my gosh, I've stalled out or I'm not getting any better, but like you just have sometimes those weeks, regardless of belt level, where you're like, I'm getting smashed. Like things
Oh
that I
yeah.
used to be right, like,
Mhm.
wow, I can't find a sweep these last couple of weeks. Like I just keep getting swept, or right, I keep getting caught in an armbar or something like that. Like it's going to happen very frequently at
Mhm.
multiple levels.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
hmm Yeah. I think my first eye opener to that was um maybe blue belt when I was like, so at blue belt, or just like as you start getting better, you start opening up more, or you start
Mhm.
trying more things. So when you're doing that, you're getting caught in more stuff, or more things are more susceptible to happen, versus I only know how to kind of like posture up and barrel
Yeah.
down. So once you start,
Mhm.
oh, I know I'm gonna start going for this, like you just naturally expose yourself, and then it's a whole other kind of book of worms of like, well, how do I go for this but not expose myself to this, and like you just find that's why they, they talk about the difference between like brown belt. Honestly, like I mean, yeah, purple belt you're still developing your own guard and stuff, but like brown belt to black belt, it's really timing and
Mhm.
experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild to have like just to imagine having black belt timing.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome. Being
I
that
mean,
smooth.
right? The GOAT, Hodger Gracie out here still wiping up these young bucks doing basics. He has a fundamental game in wrecking people and is still arguably the GOAT.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Lauren, stay the course. Everybody else who trains, right? Stay the course. Like you can. you know, and I'm not opposed to YouTube moves and all of that, you know, but if there's a little funny joke in here, it's like don't subscribe yourself to the YouTube new move, this technique and whatnot. I know the fundamentals seem like boring and they seem annoying, but like challenge yourself for like 2 or 3 months, right? Of being like, you know what, for 2 months, I'm gonna do everything else, but I'm really gonna be intentional on trying to control.
Mm-hmm.
So, right, position before submission. Like maybe I challenge myself for a whole week. I'm not even gonna go for a submission. I'm just gonna try to control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you do that throughout your training? Like you're just gonna focus on controlling rather than submissions?
Like if the submission's there, right, I'm gonna
Yeah.
take it, but I
Yeah.
won't I won't necessarily be intent. It'll be more like, okay, let me work on control and like really trying to tighten up my back control.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if they keep escaping a certain way, okay, what do I need to be? Because that's how you just figure stuff out.
Yeah.
And then, like I was saying a couple weeks ago, it wasn't the time to play because it was like all big people on a Saturday. But like
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to be more like offensive and like attacking, but playful. Like I'm always playful in my
Yeah.
roles, like always. But like I'm just opening up a little more, so I'm flowing a little more, but I'm still being
Mm-hmm.
intentional. But it's also putting me at risk for like more stuff to be under people and to
Yeah.
like have to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do you do that more so with people your size rather than the
Oh
bigger
yeah.
dudes? Yeah.
I'm fighting for my life trying not to be on the bottom with dudes who are bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You just got to stay the course, you
Yeah.
know. But we all have it. We all think we're regressing. It,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, and it's not subject to just one belt level. It's literally all belt levels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'll have, and that'll be the other thing too. Like when you start getting like you've noticed it too. When you're a higher belt, lower belts, and like people just start coming at like you don't get like free rolls necessarily. Like people are gonna they start coming at you because they want to like test themselves.
Yeah.
And like I mean, at the end, I mean, I've been caught by like lower like belts. I've been put in bad positions. You know, again from lower belt people, and like that goes back to checking your ego. It's like it's gonna happen. Like it's whatever. And like yes, people who are they're getting better, so they're gonna catch you at some point in time. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know when the year. Lauren at some point will catch me.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's going to happen. It's going to happen.
She's gonna catch me too. She's only 21. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, or you're gonna get like close. Like I said, it's like there's a point in time where it's like, okay, this is now competitive. Like we have
Mm-hmm.
like you and I, we have fun, but they're not. I don't give you shit. I can't give you anything. Like
Yeah.
I'm working to get to stuff or get out of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the progression.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. Like I'm just thinking like into the future, like imagine 5 years from now where we'll all be. Like our
I know.
jujitsu levels in 5 years. It's gonna be crazy rolling with everybody.
I know. Lauren's gonna be like some dark villain over just like
Yeah.
she's gonna be the King Charles
Savage.
of the group. The dog, right? She's gonna be the King Charles checking everybody.
And don't mess with Lauren.
Don't mess with Lauren. It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that when that white belt kicked me in the face a month ago. I just left because I was mad, but Lauren rolled with him and smashed
Let's
him.
go. Wish I could have seen that. I'm mad I wasn't
Yeah.
able to see that.
Oh, I wish I would have stayed so I could have seen that, but I had to get out of there.
Yeah. The enforcer, the one to
Mhm.
watch out for.
Yeah, I love that. Because some of the
Hmm.
dudes were like, "Yeah, I was going to go up and roll with him," but Lauren took care of it.
She didn't need y'all. She had it. Yeah. So yeah, that's our advice, people. And not just jujitsu, just training in general. Like, um, there you can know a technique, but do you know how to use it? And so making sure you understand the mechanics, the concept of it. What am I trying to do? Troubleshooting things, drill stuff, be okay being put in bad positions to like try stuff so you can figure it out. because it just doesn't work any other way.
Yeah, that is crazy. You just gotta put in the time. Just gotta put in hours on the mat to to figure things out,
Literally. Yeah.
and there's no other way.
None. But hey, that's a great transition into this next thing, inspired by Marcella. Shout out. But Michaela and I've been thinking about this too. I know we randomly talk about it every once in a while, and it's gonna trigger some people, get it. And it's a fair discussion in terms of like, so if we're thinking about, and it's natural, right? We're just in like this instant gratification kind of society. So the impulse control, like it looks a lot different than it did 15, 20 years ago. But I also think about my time from when I started a little over 9 years ago now. Well, 9 years, like now, to now. I'm like, have we lost tradition? And the reason I asked that question is because Marcella was saying, like there was a major point in time when I loved martial arts when I was a kid, martial arts movies, right? Watching the Karate Kid. There was there was always, in any kind of martial arts movie that you watch, there was always a intentional highlight of tradition
Mhm.
or ritual, like whatever it was, there was a tradition of some sort within that practice.
Yeah.
And when we're, as Marcella was saying, and I was like, yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know. We've had more conversations, and it's not just the bros and not necessarily just men in general, because I think women do this as well too. Just kind of aggro women as well. But there's kind of almost like this reclaiming of like power, or this reclaiming of masculinity in the form of, you know me doing jujitsu, or the Mark Zuckerbergs, like we were saying, of like, yeah, I'm training jujitsu. It's like masculine. And it's like completely opposite of like the celebrity of like Tom Hardy or Keanu Reeves training jujitsu. Again, because I feel like they more so respect the art and the tradition versus like
Mhm.
reclaiming my masculinity kind of things. Like, when did we switch to that versus like the humility of
Yeah.
the little person, basically? Like, no,
Mhm.
there's no, just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? Our topic. But like, yeah.
Yeah, that is kinda wild. Like, I wanna be tougher, so I'm gonna train jujitsu so I can fight and prove myself, which
Right.
I feel like is most people in jujitsu or the MMA scene. Like, most people are doing it to prove it to themselves,
Yeah.
which
And
isn't, like,
see,
a bad thing, though.
it's not. It's not. Right? I'm not going to say right or wrong. I will just say impact is, I have noticed a difference.
Mhm.
And I think that's when, like, when we talk about the difference, like I said, when, like, one, I'm just not, I don't, I compete, but I'm not like a huge fan of it. But like, the difference for me and why I don't like to compete in things like organizations like AGF versus IBJJF, even though IBJJF has a lot of annoying shit about it, and
Yeah.
it's a money grab and all those things. Outside of that, I highly appreciate the tradition and like the routine of it, because when I roll, or if I've competed at AGF, it's like it's the MMA mindset. It's a
Mhm.
different kind of role. Even the
Mhm.
intensity can be the same, but the aggression's different.
Yeah. No, it's, yeah. MMA rolling is so much different. And that's why I think that's why I love jujitsu so much, is because we're not trying to hurt each other. Like, we're
Hmm.
trying to progress within the sport, and, like, I love competing, but it's not that aggressive. Like, it's aggressive, but, like, nobody's trying to hurt me, which I
Yeah.
appreciate. But then going and doing MMA rolls, it's like, "Nah, this is it," like, we're trying to hurt each other. It's completely different. And it's not a game, it's more of a fight than it is a game. I think jujitsu is kind of a game, or at least to me. Like, we're both trying to, like chess, like they compare it to chess all the time, you know? We're just seeing who, like, just seeing what your skills are and who can be up on top. But
Hmm.
MMA, it's just I'm going to try to break you.
Right. You absolutely, like 1000% agree with all that. It is a difference. And it's like you don't know that difference if you're just coming in, right? And like you think that's what the atmosphere is. And it's like when I look at things like when we've talked about like the PED stuff, culture and jujitsu. We're not talking, like I said, I don't have nothing against like people who are older. It's for recovery purposes. You consult with your physician, okay. But like when you've got 20, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds and whatever on PEDs because I think that's like the culture of it.
Mhm.
And then like the aggro and oh, we gotta like rip each other's legs off and shoulders off because it's for the glory. I'm like, well, now you got people in their 20s and even like entering into their early 30s where I'm like, your quality of life, once you get to like where you should be having still a decent quality of life at like 50, they're decrepit in like their 30s and 20s, like permanently disabled because
Yeah.
I'm fighting and I'm not even competitively rolling. It is it's just I don't know if it's an American thing, like Western kind of thing. Like I feel like it is a little bit or majorly like our fault,
Mhm.
Westerners, because we
Yeah.
just have that let's f shit up kind of mentality, energy about us that the more we've gotten it, and that's one of my big gripes about Nogi. Sorry, not
Mhm.
sorry, because I feel like it got us out of that traditional martial arts kind of
Yeah.
mindset.
Yeah, that's probably where it's at. Yeah, that makes sense. And that goes like the girl that punched me in the face, like it was a local jujitsu match. Like it wasn't anything huge. Like she was just mad. Like the whole like she everybody she competed against before me, she was just bullying them, and acting like the tough, aggressive, like dominant one. So that's why when I smashed her for 4 minutes, she had to punch me in the face because she was mad. But I think that's probably the same thing where like she thinks, oh, I'm doing jujitsu, I got to be all aggro and mean and tough. But
And
and
like you don't.
and that's at a young age too. Like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
younger kids are coming up being really aggro. But also when I started, I was pretty aggro too. Like I was throwing people I was mean to some of my white belt competitors and I feel bad for like how hard I threw them down
The real
sometimes.
Libra coming out.
But I don't know, like they didn't see it coming. I was really aggro and not I mean, maybe not so much aggro, just like I use my
But
athleticism to beat people up
but
and
see, but that's comes with the learning though, right? I don't put
Mhm,
those in the same kind of category as like being athletic. You're coming in, it's something you've never done before. Like you're literally like I'm like it's a different kind of thing of like somebody coming at you and you're coming at somebody else and trying to be controlled when like
mhm.
yeah, right, you're going to use your athleticism and it's not like I'm fighting, but it's like that fight or flight does kind of kick in.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't put that in the same category as somebody literally like being like, yeah, I'm gonna come in and beat a bitch's ass. Like, whoa, like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need to
Mhm.
have that kind of like. I get right, pumping yourself up. I want to smash in like a jujitsu way kind of stuff, but it is. It's like, where's the decorum at?
Mhm. Yeah. I don't know. I also kinda like when people are aggressive like that because I know I can, like, handle that?
Yeah.
So, like, I want you to come at me with all you got.
Michaela's like, let's go. I want the smoke.
And I think it's when people, like, think they're super aggressive and on top, I think it's just fun to see the underdog come up or just the person that's just chilling to
Martial arts, right?
Yeah.
That's the beauty. We always saw
Mhm.
those stories in the Karate Kids.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
love the come up.
Hate bullies.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, a lot of bullies or bully mindset has trickled their way into the MMA jiu-jitsu
Mhm.
forefront. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So be a mentor out here, be an example, people, to the young bucks, to the people in your gym. Like, just don't perpetuate, affirm that kind of energy. Cause, I think that I'm not saying like at one point in time we were bowing before we came on the mats. Like, I'm not saying we have to continue that, but I still appreciate that we do things like the Shark Tank, right, for belt levels and things like that. I still appreciate that
Mhm.
we line up and do those things when we're doing, for the stripes. I still appreciated IBJJF that they do. There's a sense of like going up to the ref and shaking their hands and whatnot. And like shaking the hands of your opponent like afterwards, and like really being mindful about like, hey, I know you have to go to work on Monday. I'm in this position. I could break your arm and but I'm not going to, like, and just kind of like, I don't want to see that loss. That's why I love the gi so much.
It'd be chaos. If we didn't have that, martial arts would be chaos. And that'd be crazy. Like no tradition, no order.
Just straight American.
Like those backyard fights that you can watch on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. That's what it'd be my gosh, the backyard fights, street fights, ghetto fights. But yeah, we gotta weed back out this masculine, aggro, problematic, just hemorrhoid that permeates throughout our community. It's not it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I'm with you too. I'm all about humbling a bully as well.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like, I don't want to, but I will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's the Libra in us. We're chill, we're calm. But we can turn it on.
We can turn it on. And then you just got to deal with it until it's off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of that, though, okay. Anything else on content?
No.
But so segueing into our topic of the week, that's what we said. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that's for everything. I think when we've talked about, if I speak up, we go back to academics, right? That's the other thing I do, is when we talk about Chat GPT, I'm like, hey, that's just where the world is going. Use your resources, know how to use stuff, because you have to know it. But like, just because you can doesn't mean you should copy and paste and not have any kind of original thought to like your schoolwork or like work. I mean, I hear people nowadays, they'll straight up go into Chat GPT just to write like a 15-word email. And I'm like, bruh, like you couldn't come up with 15 words, everything and anything. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. All right.
Hey, I probably would have been doing that if I was a high schooler right now.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, probably would, but what does that do for you in the long run?
Yeah, you're right, Dr. Deja.
What does it do for you in the long run? Like, what else can I think about? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Probably eat ice cream cones every day. But doesn't mean you should. Because then you're going to throw up after you roll on the mats.
Milkshakes before.
Don't do it. It's not it.
Or fast food before rolling.
Doesn't seem like a good choice. Throwing a child because you can doesn't mean you should. Sometimes, you just get that intrusive thought, like, I could launch this little body.
You get those intrusive thoughts
Yeah.
at jitsu, or is it you feel like that at the grocery store?
Both, honestly.
Dang.
Like, my intrusive thoughts, like, out in public is crazy. Like, in a parking lot or, like, going down an aisle. You start thinking about, like, what could I do? Well, I'm not going to do it. I'm just I'm posing the question to myself. What could I do right now? Just because I can doesn't mean I should.
That's so wild. How many intrusive thoughts do you think you have throughout a day?
Wow. A lot. I don't even know.
Really?
More than 2 handfuls for sure.
Dang.
Well, because they'll be like fleeting sometimes. Like I'm just like, oh, and then it's gone.
Yeah. I feel like I might have like maybe 2 to 3 of those a day.
You know, if you paid attention, you might actually have more than you think.
I'll start paying attention.
You're
Maybe
like,
you're right.
dang. See? Yeah, I'm reading. I think I at least have 2 handfuls for sure.
I feel like that's a lot. I wanna know what the average
But they
intrusive
like
thought
range
number.
on spectrum, right?
Mhm.
Like an intrusive thought, like might be like if I see, like if in the aisle and there's like balls, like bouncy ball or something, I'm like, dang, if I just took this, like threw this at somebody,
Yeah.
that's kind of fun, right? Like
Mhm.
it's an intrusive thought, but it's still playful,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
I get it. I just feel like you have a ton of them.
I do. Hey, it's like my mom said on Saturday. I towed the line between evil and good. Some days I'm swaying over here, you know?
Mhm.
Some days I'm swaying over here. Rarely in the middle.
That's alright.
A real life Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah. I feel like that's normal.
Yeah. Just imagine if I wasn't contained. I'd be arrested. Honestly, I'd probably give Danielle like just she wouldn't have any more clients. I'd be her only client because I would just stay in trouble.
Yeah, that would be wild. The other day when you were like, "If I ever go off or, like, I'm unhinged, I'm gonna need you guys to reel me back." Like, you said that, like, a month or so ago, and I was thinking about that, like, I don't know if I can contain you, if I can like, if you go unhinged, I don't know how we're supposed to reel you back in.
It's a good question. I don't know.
'Cause I feel like you're calmness, like, you're peace for a lot of people, so if you are unhinged, like,
It's
who's gonna
over. We're
yeah,
all going down. I'm taking us all down with me.
dang, that's when our gym mentor, like, goes into the villain era, our whole gym.
Dang, I go
We all
dark. Everybody
go
goes. I'm like
yeah,
Venom.
yeah,
I'll just be infecting people.
dark mode for everyone.
Well, maybe it's time we invite this era for everyone, not just for us. We haven't left our dark era. That's probably why I've been having more intrusive thoughts this year.
Mhm.
They've always been there, but I think there's been an uptick since we've entered our villain era.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know if I'm feeling darker, but I don't know.
I don't know. I think we need to redefine dark.
Mhm.
It doesn't necessarily have to be like aggro or like murderous or like evil or anything, right?
Mhm.
It could still be stoic.
Yeah. But how else would you define it?
Maybe it's like it's not even the calm before the storm.
Mm.
It's just like chill. And why does chill? Because chill can be negative or positive, right? I'm chill or I'm chill.
Yeah, I feel like chill's very neutral.
Exactly.
Dang. So we could just be chilling, but we're in dark mode. Didn't
Yeah.
even know.
I'm chilling, not watered down. You know what I mean? In my mind, I just saw ice cubes in a glass for whiskey that never watered down. That's what it is. I'm chilling with no, I'm chilling with no watered down.
you're you're chilling, but you're just straight whiskey.
That's it. Neat. But with ice. They're like, how does that even work? Exactly.
The ice doesn't melt. Hey, you got those granite ice cubes. Those
I
won't
do.
melt.
They won't. Ooh,
Nice.
we're gonna be getting on some smoked whiskey. I need to get a blowtorch. I'm gonna figure out how to use
I,
it.
I got a blowtorch.
Ooh, like one of those for like
Uh,
yeah, for the dessert.
yeah.
I think it's that kind.
All right. I'll help you smoke some whiskey.
Yeah. So we gotta pull up some YouTube videos.
All right. We can do that.
Yeah, we can. Nice.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
All right.
Smoked whiskey, not watered down.
Yeah. And just because you can does mean you should on this one. It does. That you should make a smoked whiskey if you have the capability.
Does that taste just like a smoky whiskey?
Yeah, it's like a campfire whiskey.
Mm,
Yeah,
nice.
because you get like the smoke, like aroma all up in here.
Oh, all right.
Uh huh. You'd like it.
Okay. I trust you.
Yeah. If you already got the taste, you know.
Mhm. All right. Well, I'm down. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Hell yeah. Whip. Anything else you can think of for that before we move on to our Zen?
Now let's just get
Well,
zen.
let's get Zen. All right, enlightened ones. We're ready again. Another week. Michaela will hit you.
Yeah, I haven't been practicing. Dang it.
It doesn't matter.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. It's whatever comes.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. So, enlightened ones, here we are. We've talked about a lot today. Yes, you're welcome. You got us back last week, and here we are again, number 2 on a different day. And you're like, dang, we can't wait for the next week too, because things have been just so going so well. So we are officially not yet at 40. I believe this is number 39.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I believe, yes, next week we'll be entering into our 40s season.
Oh, that's
Sequoia's
wild.
looking great. So now
Mm-hmm.
that Michaela has our internals feeling grounded and we've talked about everything, let's get to our Zen. Tradition isn't old, it's aged and it's tested.
I like that.
Meaning, yeah. So, meaning, right, when we talk about tradition, the lost art or routine, last week we talked about the freedom and discipline. You have to stay the course. That's what tradition's about, right? People want to deviate. They're like, I can't see it work, so I want to fix it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the structure that is involved with tradition. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what holds up everything. It's just the structure beneath it all. Or the foundation, the
It's
bricks.
always the foundation, right? The tradition sets the foundation. The tradition sets the discipline. The tradition has been tested throughout time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, imagine if jujitsu just was like just started recently. Like if we didn't have years and years of tradition beforehand. It'd probably be so lame.
Oh
We'd
my
probably be
gosh.
just doing basics and feeling like badasses for just like doing very simple jujitsu.
Right? Oh my gosh, terrible. See, this is why history is important, people. Understand, like, so if we just snatch jujitsu out of the street, we're like, you know what? We're going aggro. This is what it's gonna look like. F everybody who came before us. We throw away the quote, people to the gi, they'd throw away the pajamas. We would just have no gi. It would be called no gi. It'd just be wrestling with submission, which I'm like, if y'all just want to do it, just do submissions with wrestling. Because that's what that is. That's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But we wouldn't have this. Know what comes before you, know what, I'm not saying we can't modify, right? Traditions can be modified, traditions can be looked at and revolutionized. And again, just like you said, have to have the solid foundation. You have to have the structure in order to continue building and molding the the house and the walls around it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think jujitsu is going to look like in 10 years?
Whew. I hope the gi is still here. If
Mm-hmm.
not, that's gonna be our lane. You know, it's gonna be like a dinosaur, right? And it's like you got to find a dinosaur. We're gonna be the fossils, and it's like, hey, if
Dang.
you right, and then we're gonna be the ones to revolutionize again jujitsu because it's gonna be the lost art with the gi, and we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
popularize it again because everybody's gonna go over here, and then in 10 more years after that, so 20 years from now, we might
Yeah.
be the go to gurus.
Oh, that'd be wild. Because and all the no-gi aggro people are going to they'll be burnt out in 10 years because they'll be going aggro every single day, and you can't last long if you're
The
doing
body's
that.
gonna be done. Hey, some of them might even be on walkers, right? They might they might not even be able to be in competitive walking.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
Yeah, just saying.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think evil will die out though, because it is. I think it's just a lot of fun. Like I think it'll stick around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna completely die out, but it's getting a little sus at the moment, right? Yeah, I mean, IBJJF didn't do any favors with monopolizing stuff and having to pay a certain
Oh
amount. Your
yeah,
gi this, like, like people don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff, so that doesn't help the argument.
that's a good
Um,
point.
So business wise, I'm not sure. I do see us if we don't, like I said, if we don't change course or deviate, I do unfortunately see our culture continuing to get aggro.
Hmm. What's gonna stop it though?
Said people, you got to have plants in the gym. You got to be that person in your gym that's setting the example and not being a follower.
Hmm. Our example is Heidi, Sensei Heidi.
Since exactly the goat. You see something, say something.
Hmm.
Be humble. You know what I mean? It's like when the children, they're talking and behind my ear when we're having drill and instruction, because they might see some adults maybe talking, you know. I don't talk during when sensei and
Mm-mm.
when they're speaking. I'll laugh afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the little kid there. So you know what I did? Like I do all the time that they're in there and they're doing that. I turned around. I said, "Shh," or "Hey, I'm gonna need you to stop chit chatting behind me."
Hmm.
And that's just a small correction to be like, "Hey, yo, pay attention. It's rude. It's disrespectful."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you did that.
Thank you.
Cause yeah, that makes me mad too when Matt's trying to teach and then somebody's just like doing something loud, being annoying.
Yeah,
Or
like
even
what are
like
we doing?
chomping your gum real loud. Like, come on.
What are we doing?
Silence.
Come on. Now, what I will say, right? Holding self accountable. I could do better on trying to make it on time, you know. But sometimes it just the way my schedule works, it just doesn't allow it. So
Hmm.
I'll be rolling in a little later because I'm rushing when I get home and I like to just sit for like 5 minutes before I come in. But I don't like to get too comfortable with that, right? My limit is 5 minutes late. I'm not going to roll
Yeah.
in 10, 15. That's crazy. Unless you got
Hmm.
stuff going on. Like, unless I have my appointment up until that time and I can't get there until then. Outside of
Hmm.
that, just set examples. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. I think being a student athlete made me respect being on time.
Oh, for
Like,
sure.
I'm
Yeah.
early now. Like, I show up like 10 minutes early. Because I
Hmm.
feel like I'm late if I'm not.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like
That.
being a student athlete too instills that structure and need
Hmm.
for routine.
Yeah. Because beforehand, I was running late to everything. I learned real quick.
Yep.
Can't do that.
Nope, it'd be like that. So you hold other people accountable when you hold yourself accountable. And when you're doing stuff when people aren't looking. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And don't expect anything like reciprocation, but I think just in general, you laid the groundwork for what's gonna come after you. So
Yeah, you're right.
mm-hmm. So don't sleep on tradition, respect it, okay? And continue to affirm it.
Yeah, we gotta chill out all these young bucks coming in. Be like, don't be aggro.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be out here just wrangling. It's gonna be like what is it? Like we're gonna be on young buck hunting,
Young buck cutting.
Gonna
Yeah.
settle them down, get the cattle down.
Hmm.
I think we have a a great gym for that.
Yeah. No, we do. We won't get too aggro. I feel
No,
like we'll reach a limit and then it has to stop.
that part.
Yeah. We do have a lot of dudes that are showing up though at our gym. I went in Monday morning, no other girls were there. It was just a bunch of guys.
Dang, no other
Like,
women came for open mat on Monday?
no, it was just me.
Dang.
It's like, this is not as fun as it could
Uh,
be.
well,
That's all right though.
all
It is
right,
what it
let's
is.
get the ladies back in there.
Yeah, show up,
Yeah, what are we
ladies.
doing? We
Where
were
you
killing it
at?
there for a while.
Yeah, we were. We'd have like what 5 to 10 girls at least, almost every
Yeah,
class.
or we were outnumbering the dudes sometimes in
Yeah,
class.
yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Mm,
Yeah, I get
lame.
it. People are busy, but
Whatever. Get
I miss
unbusy.
everyone. Yeah, come on.
All right, quote time.
Yeah.
All right, quote. We got the seeker after truth should be humbler than the dust. The world crushes the dust under its feet, but the seeker after truth should so humble himself that even the dust could crush him. Only then, and not till then, will we have a glimpse of truth. Gandhi.
Dang, you're gonna have to
I'm
repeat
gonna
that
read it
one.
again. Don't worry, I got a second one. So what? Right? What's our topic is just because you should doesn't mean, or just because I can doesn't mean I should, right? And then our Zen talk is respecting tradition, right? Tradition is tested, is aged over time. Basically, be humble. Let's not be bullies out here. Check your ego, all that good stuff. So keep that in mind on the second read through. All right. Number 2, the seeker after truth should be humbler than the dust. The world crushes the dust under its feet, but the seeker after truth should so humble himself that even the dust could crush him. Only then, and not till then, will he have a glimpse of truth.
I like
Respect
that
the
one.
dust. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all one.
Mm-hmm.
The black belt respects the white belt, right? The
Mm-hmm.
adult respects the kid. Be
Even
humble.
even though you want to throw kids,
Hey,
respect them.
that's what they got to learn, you know? Find your humility wherever that is, right? And you only find that by being aware. What am I doing? Holding self accountable, being a good example, finding your power and chill.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that quote. I'll write it down.
I'll take a screenshot, send it to you.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that you can think of?
I don't think so. Unless you got any tips on how to bulk, because me and Lauren are trying to figure that out.
Dang. I was like, I mean, just the standard, right? You got to eat as much protein as you weigh. Get those grams in.
Oh, that's crazy.
Creatine. Make sure you're eating more than 3 meals a day. So you got to be eating in between, right? And be eating like good shit. You know, don't be out here drinking milkshakes for the protein, but have your protein bars.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, not peanut butter, but like just like chicken. Get you some good carbs, some sweet potatoes, brown rice.
All right.
Yeah. Honestly, the best way to do it too, not to keep stuff up here, literally have Fitness Pal or something so you can track how many
Mm-hmm.
calories are eaten so you at least know. Cuz it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to just keep it all in your mind cuz you think you're eating the amount of calories you need or cutting the amount of calories you need, but you're really not.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll track like every once in a while I'll track it for a couple of days just to make sure I'm like in the ballpark, but I haven't been doing that. Definitely not hitting
Get back
numbers.
in it.
Yeah.
All right,
Alright.
Operation Bulk. That's my tip.
Thanks, Deja.
Yeah. All right, well, see you tonight.
Sounds good, yeah. Meet you on the mats.
Meet y'all on the mats. All right. Well, enlightened ones, once again, it's a pleasure on both our ends for Michaela and I to
Yep.
speak to you, right? And for us to be able to have you all as listeners. So enjoy the rest of your week. Do what you need. Be humble out here. Check yourselves. Keep yourselves accountable. Once again, this is Deja,
This is Michaela.
and we will see and
Peace.
talk to y'all next time.